Hey everybody, this is Minion Soldier and this is the Piracy Show. Now on today's show, we're going to be talking about the org that I'm a member of, SCUM. And it relates to a question that somebody asked on last week's ship updates. And it was kind of a video that I had kind of had on the back burner in my head. It's like, yeah, I got to do this thing. But when this person asked this particular question, I said, you know what? Perfect time, perfect question. Let's tackle the topic. So the question comes from Alexander Gorbanov. Sorry if I mispronounce it. Hi, I have a question not related to the topic of this vid. As I see you're a member of an org of 52 members with an exclusive type of recruiting. Moreover, members are gathered from all around the globe. The question is how? How do the org's management decide which prospect to pick up? Because there's no game to play yet. Now, what I'm going to describe is an issue that I don't think is exclusive to us. I think this is pretty much a problem across a wide array of orgs within the game. How do you recruit based on a game that really doesn't fully exist in a really playable way at this time? Now, of course, you can go out and you can just say, hey, everybody, join my org, blah, blah, blah. And once the game is done, we'll all play together. But people are going to drift in and drift out. And people are going to look at, what's this org doing? What's that org doing? And, oh, these guys want to do mining. These guys want to do piracy. These guys want to do mercenary work, blah, 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 blah. But the problem is that no one's actually doing any of that stuff, right? And so it's very difficult to build an org around that. And, we were waiting so long for the org 2.0 tools that really didn't help things. And so I think a lot of orgs have taken kind of a laissez-faire attitude with recruitment. There are some people who are out there and who are still actively recruiting, but the problem is, and one of the problems that we experienced was, even though there is somewhat of a game to play, it really still isn't conducive to group activities. Now, a while ago in the 2 series of patches, 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, blah, 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 we had organized certain events around certain days. Everybody comes out Saturday, we all play together, and we do this, and we do that. And one of the things that we used to do is, prior to the last change in Korea, or security station Korea, we would go in and we would lock down that station, and where the whiskey bottles used to be, there was always 4 whiskey bottles in that one room, and we would lock down the whole station. And so whoever needed money to buy armor, buy guns, blah, 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 they would kind of sit in that room and they would just catch all the respawns, and while the rest of us would run around and basically do security. And one person would get up into the security post itself and they would call out which door, and we had a code for each door, and they would call it out and they'd say, here, there, this person's coming in this entrance, this person's coming in that entrance. And so whoever would walk in would just be greeted by a hail of gunfire when the second door to the airlock opened, and then we would go back and so-and-so would keep farming their money so that they could go out and buy heavy armor and an assault rifle, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So while we were doing this exercise, there was one time that I want to recount because it was comical in a Naked Gun airplane comedy movie, zany sort of way. They had called out one door, and it was, if you're in Security Station Korea and you're facing the computer where you go to lower your security rating, it would be on your back right, the back right door. And so they called it out, said, blah, blah, blah is coming in through the back right door. And we only had one guy there. So I started booking it towards that door. I'm running. And I hear the door opening. And all I see is this member of our org. Apparently, it looks like he's just spinning around on the spot, firing his gun into the air. Like his whole body is locked in a pose, and he's just spinning around in a circle, firing his gun straight up. Like, if you could have seen the ceiling, it would have drawn a perfect circle of bullet holes into the ceiling up above him. And he goes, "I got him." And I went, "What?" Because I was waiting to see a hail of bullets come in through the doorway and for him to just drop. But he's just like shooting in the air, and he's like, "I got him." So I look into the airlock, and there's a body lying on the ground. And I was, what? What the hell? And it was because the servers, the problems of loading character animations for each character and yada, yada, yada. None of that was working. So all I got to see was this guy just turning in space and just shooting into the air and apparently killing someone. And I started, it was just one of those little things that at first was kind of funny. But it seemed as we progressed through the 2 series of patches, when we would try to get a group together on one server, the servers would keep locking half our group out. We'd say, hey, I'm on a server. There's only 12 people here. Everybody join me. By the time you joined him or tried to join that game, there were 24 people on the server, and the server was locked down. And so only maybe 2 or 3 people would get in. And so trying to organize everybody and getting everybody into one place to play together was extremely frustrating. Now, one of the other things that we used to do is when we would go to Korea, one of the members of the group would say, "Hey guys," just out in the open public chat channel, he'd say, "Hey guys, I'm stuck at Korea. Could someone come and get me? Can someone come help me?" And invariably, you would hope for someone with a freelancer or occasionally something bigger to come and show up and pick this poor person up. And what would happen is the rest of the group would hide like under the landing pads or behind some of the crates, and they would all just kind of EVA to the back door of the ship and get in while they were watching this one person run across the landing pad. And then we would take the ship over, right? But the problem is even that didn't work. We were hopping onto a Starfarer one day, and I had just landed on the catwalk to the Starfarer. I was just heading towards the catwalk when all of a sudden my character just spontaneously died. Just like, done. What? And then, of course, the server started screwing up, and I couldn't get back to them on the post, and all this stuff was happening, and I wasn't there, and it was always constantly frustrating to try to organize these events. Now, if I go into the game and try to record background footage like you're seeing here, I have no problems. But when we try to do things as a group, it always screws up. And there's probably a lot of orgs that have very similar stories to what I'm telling you. So our org, I guess, collectively decided that it would be best to just take a very, very relaxed approach to a recruitment until there was actually a game to play, and it was working well enough to to allow an org to grow and to play together and to enjoy the game together. Otherwise, it was all just an exercise in frustration. Now, a lot of the members that we have now, a lot of the current very active members, are people who also play other games together. When we first all came together in 2013, 2014, Jesus, 2014, man. I was about to go off on a tangent. Gotta pull it back. But, yeah. A lot of us had, we would go and play other games together as well. I mean, two of the big ones right now within our org are people who play PUBG together and people who play Dark and Light right now. Those are two really big ones. Grand Theft Auto Online has also been big with us. There's a certain segment of us that are that play World of Warcraft. I think there's even some D&D players still, I think, within us. There's just like we kind of formed this closed little group together, and we've stuck together even though we don't really have a game that we all play together at the same time. Sometimes we're all playing different games and we're just talking to each other over Discord, And so that's kind of where we're at right now. We want to get things up and running, and we want to get things together and get recruiting. But the problem is there is no there is no stable platform for us to all play together in a productive way, in a fun way. There's still a game there. There's still a game there, but it's a game that more or less, if you try to play with more people than just yourself or whoever you happen to find in your game session with you, it can be quite the exercise in frustration. Now, one of the other things that that we've discussed, and it's the type of people that we're looking for. You know, we don't look so much for, what kind of gaming rig does this guy have, like legit gaming credentials? Is he a super badass? We look for personality above anything else. Is this personality a good mix with the other personalities that we play with? People who are calm, you know, people who aren't like, oh my god, I'm on fire, oh my god, I'm on fire, you know, where are you? I'm on fire, I'm dead, why didn't anybody help me? And it's like, you know, we don't look for those people. We look for the, you know, fire coming from the north, I'm by the house with the red roof, retreating to the rear, blah blah blah. We look for people who are calm and who are efficient, people who aren't overly excitable or overly loud or obnoxious. To lift a line from Clear and Present Danger, we're looking for people who understand discretionary warfare, people who understand that every bullet, every missile, every torpedo has a significant dollar cost next to it. And piracy is about profitability. It's not so much about committing the crime, it's also about getting away with it, you know. And people who aren't out there trying to be big and trying to be all in people's faces, people who understand that like, let's say someone's looking at their radar screen and it's just sweeping in an area of some part of some solar system. There's 3 or 4 blips on long range sensors, and then all of a sudden just one of those blips just disappears. Why? No one knows. People who look at it and say that would be the maximum amount of footprint that I would like to leave on the local system. Just a ship disappeared. You know, not somebody who's out in local going, everybody, this is where I am, come and fucking get me. Blah. You know what I mean? People who can be quiet, subtle, things of that nature. And, you know, that's surprisingly, sometimes that's a difficult thing to find, because there's so many people who just are just prone to, oh my god, freaking out, blah blah blah. You know, you see enough of it out there. Just people who just can't keep control of themselves, and they're just like, rah! And so that's definitely not the type of people that we look for. We just look for chill people, and it's really hard to recruit. And I know that there's a ton of orgs going through this. It's really hard to recruit for a game that, for all intents and purposes, doesn't exist yet. You know, it's just, in all honesty, let's say you were recruited into SCUM today. Like right now, you walked in and you were just like, hey, all right, what do we do? It's like, well, these people over here are playing Dark and Light. Those 2 guys over there are playing PUBG. What do you want to do? And so at some point in the future, when the game is ready, when the game is there, we will definitely be there. But for right now, they're just, recruitment is very much, this person seems interesting. Let's invite him over and see what's what. And some people may not like that recruiting system. It certainly isn't the cattle car system of everybody join my org now. But I think, you know, with the people that we've had who've stuck together for so long, without a game to play, who have just been playing other things together. I think that it's kind of a testament to how we recruit people and our system for doing so. Looking for personality rather than, shall we say, flair. Anyways, yeah, that's the show for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.
Quantum travel initiated.